as a hobby, I like to play poker. Not seriously, just, for the hell of it. So I thought it'd be interesting for my blog to interview somebody who knows a lot about poker and just get their take on what poker's about, what got them into it, and just basically, again, what they think about the industry. In my search for that person, I ran into Maria Ho. She's a professional poker player, if you don't know that. Now, she wasn't able to actually come on in a Skype interview because she's running around the circuit in tournaments and cash games, and that's basically a full-time job. But she was able to answer my questions via email, and I greatly appreciate her for that. Let me just give you a brief summary of her career in terms, of what she's amassed if you're not familiar with her. Maria Ho is a professional poker player. You've probably seen her on ESPN and the World Series of Poker, or some tournament that's been posted on some sports channel that airs poker shows. In terms of her casino earnings, she's earned about $1.6 million. And in terms of her World Series of Poker winnings, she's won over $1 million there as well. And she has also appeared in 2 final tables. Certainly a heavyweight in the poker world. So to clarify why this episode is named 63.5, I was having trouble figuring out whether or not this should be put on my blog or posted on some newspaper, because it isn't a video interview, which is what I usually do here. And I don't really know how people would interpret, just a email interview. But, this is somebody who is well known in her industry, so I figured it's still good enough to put on. But I'll just put the half there just to show that it's different. I don't know. So I hope you enjoy this interview that I had with Maria.
What made you decide to become a professional poker player? It was never really a conscious decision. I started playing poker for fun with friends in college. I went to school at the University of California at San Diego, which was close to the Indian casinos, so occasionally I'd go play. Slowly I started learning about the game just from playing at the tables. I got better and gradually moved up stakes. On the day I graduated college, I literally flew to Vegas to play in a World Series of Poker event and never really looked back. One thing just led to another. How much skill is involved in poker compared to luck? Most professionals would tell you that it's about 70% skill, 30% luck, and that varies depending on if you're playing cash games or tournaments. A lot of the game is comprised of psychology, mathematics, and game theory, more than luck. Industry professionals often liken poker to chess. It's a very strategic game with a variety of moves and counter moves on every hand, flop, turn, and river. What were some of the struggles that you had on early in your poker career? How did you deal with them? Bankroll management is a big issue for amateur players. How to manage your money, not only at the tables, but then if you have a big score, being diligent to funnel it back into your poker bankroll and not go below it. When to move up stakes, playing the level you're good at / winning at and not moving up to a higher game until you're sufficiently conquered the previous level, and being brutally honest with yourself about whether you've conquered that level. You also go through long poker droughts, which can be emotionally taxing. Bankroll management during these times are also key, as well as how you mentally handle consistent defeat. Are there any glass ceilings for women in the poker industry? If so, how can those obstacles be overcome? I don't think there are. Women have broken records in the game, won WSOP bracelets, back-to-back championship titles, and have shown that they can compete equally with men and do all the same things men do in poker. It's just a numbers game, because there aren't an equal amount of women playing as men, so you don't see female poker players' accomplishments as frequently. At the end of the day, it's a psychological game, so there's no reason that a woman can't beat a male opponent. In fact, I think there are innate characteristics and qualities that women possess that, when honed and applied to the game of poker, can give them a slight emotional and psychological edge over men. Outside of online gambling, how has Black Friday affected the poker industry? Has the industry recovered? It was a huge blow that affected the livelihood of not only US poker players, but of media personnel, hosts, writers, producers, sponsors, and gaming companies alike. I think we're slowly recovering and adjusting to the changes it has brought, but if/when poker is legal in the US, that'll be a big day. If you had one piece of advice to upcoming poker players on how to be successful, what would it be? Be diligent, study the game, know that there is always more to learn, and always look for your holes and figure out how to fix them. I think the biggest mistake is thinking that you're the best or better than other people. That's not to say that it's not important to be confident with your game and feel like you can come in and conquer every opponent. But always being a student of the game, because it's a game that is consistently changing, and applying yourself is key. Even the best poker players in the world still evaluate their hand histories, study footage, and are working to stay current and push themselves.
Okay, so once again, if I haven't said it already, which I probably have, I would really like to thank Maria for just giving, her time to answer my questions. And I wish her the best of her career. In terms of my blog, now you've probably noticed if you watch my blog at all that I'm not uploading weekly like I usually do. That's just because I just don't have the time. And I also want to concentrate on quality, not quantity. I feel like sometimes when you do a weekly series, you're just looking to get an episode up for the sake of getting an episode up. And that's just not something that is what I want to do. If I can get somebody that's more prominent in an industry to talk about something, and that takes a couple more weeks, well, that's what I'm going to do now. You probably noticed that I also do 15 episodes every year. So that means season 5 would end at episode 75. And I'm looking to get that done by December. So around a video a month is what I'm looking at. Again, quality over quantity. I have ideas that I want to do. It's really dependent on whether or not I can reach out to the people that could bring those ideas to fruition in terms of an interview. I've got a lot of stuff going on, which is again why I can't do all this stuff Angel Dodger full time, but I still want to do it. But, just keep checking back here. There'll be something here at some point. I'm not going to forget this completely. And yeah, if you want to see some more of my work, you can watch the death penalty episode I did over here, episode 63, or you can just subscribe. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.